Today is August 18th. Welcome on into Daily Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. And Rammer, the Cardinals get their sweep of the Rockies, something they should have done last week. They needed to pick up a couple victories. They owed them a couple victories, and they got all three of them today. And in, pun intended, in grand fashion.
Yeah, how about that? I had not given it any thought. I was watching the game on television, and Dan McLaughlin called that he was saying, "Hey, we got to pinch hit Pujols here," even though it was the third inning. You go, well, boy, that seems like a little extreme, and because they went to the left-hander, Donovan already had a couple of hits. I'm thinking about it, but then as he laid it out there, I go, yeah. His point was, why not? Why not try and bust the thing open? And I went, yeah, that's probably right. And about that time, here comes the second pitch.
You know what? I mean, it was a perfect storm of Gomber coming in and being there at the DH position. You weren't taking out. I mean, you were able to put him right in there. You didn't have to burn anyone else. And you know what? Like even a single in that situation would have scored two and would have pretty much put the game away if, as much as the Rockies were already done anyway after losing their starting pitcher in the second inning. So it played out perfectly. And man, I mean, that DH position, could you say, is that the best performance by a DH position in Busch Stadium in Cardinal history today? What we saw out of both Donovan and Pujols?
So what was that? That would have been a 5 for. Yeah, I don't have the box score in front of me, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, it really was, and just overall as a series. I mean, the three games here in St. Louis, the Cardinals just they came in and they took care of business in all three of those games.
Talk about getting the offense going. I'm glad you mentioned what happened in the series. Take a look at what I've done here. Look at this. Goldie, 6 for 10 with 5 RBIs. Donovan, 5 for 8. 5 for 8 in the series. Pujols, 3 for 5, 5 ribbies. Then you got Lars. Now, Lars only 2 for 8. You go, well, he's supposed to be leading off. But look, 5 walks to go with the 2 hits. That's what a leadoff man is supposed to do. So the top 2 guys, Donovan and Nootbaar, so Newt 7 for 13 in the series, leading off, and between them, 12 for 21 in front of Arenado and Goldschmidt. We'd been really gnashing our teeth and wringing our hands for months. I had anyway. Who's going to lead off? How can we get guys on in front of Goldschmidt and Arenado? This series told you how it needed to be done, showed you how it should be done. And I'm telling you, those 5 walks in the series by Nootbaar, home run was great. The other hit was great, but you got to get on base. And that's what they were doing. And by the way, I didn't mention, you saw I had Goldie on there, 6 for 10 with 5 RBIs. Arenado was not so great, except that are you worried about it? No, because I think at bat, Arenado hit the ball harder than anybody on the team the whole series.
And with Goldie, another outstanding series for him before. And you know what? I mean, you think he's going back. He goes back to Arizona this weekend for the series against the Diamondbacks. You wonder how much emotion's going to be there and how much he's going to go off in a series like that too. Because in all season, I mean, we have been talking since middle of May, early June that this is Goldschmidt's MVP to lose. He keeps doing things to add on to his MVP resume over and over again. It's not, I mean, we're not even talking about him settling yet for it. When's the last time a St. Louis Cardinal had 100 RBIs by the end of August?
2005. No, I have no idea.
Right. Even in Albert's best years, they were spread out too. I mean, he had Edmonds, Rolla. I mean, he had guys throughout the whole lineup that were driving in. Goldschmidt's going to have 100 RBIs probably by next weekend. Against Diamondback pitching and Cubs pitching, he's going to have 100 RBIs by August 25th. And we're talking, I mean, even when the Cardinals, when they won 100 games back in 2000, was it 16 when they won 100 games that year and lost to the Cubs in the first round? No, so 2015. I don't know if they had it. I mean, Holiday might have snuck in there with 100 RBIs by the end of the year. This is just this is an offensive machine like we haven't seen since the Albert Pujols the era of in his prime Albert Pujols.
The first 2 years of Goldschmidt, he's been good. But this at almost age 35, 34, it's about as good as a guy can play in this age of baseball, past steroids. I just don't – he's just been truly remarkable and is putting up one of the great Cardinal seasons that we've seen, period, no qualifier.
Yeah. And then, just to kind of add on to that, you have Goldschmidt, who was traded for. Arenado doing Arenado things all season long, who was traded for. And then who'd we see the first two games of this series? You saw Quintana and you saw Montgomery, two guys that traded for. You do not hear a word, a peep out of any of the John Mozeliak haters right now. They have nothing to complain about at the moment. They're looking for stuff. Maybe they've become White Sox fans and they're complaining about Tony La Russa again. I don't know what there is. I don't know what there is to complain about when you look at the job that Mo has done with the team that he has built at this moment.
For addressing the specific addressing of team needs, it's hard to imagine a guy who did it at a trade deadline better without gutting the minor leagues. So now that gives him and the Cardinals that much more flexibility this offseason to do or not do something. I'm not to the Doug Armstrong position yet, that always the benefit of the doubt, because all of us think we're from St. Louis. We all think we can be a general manager or manage a ball club. That's part of growing up here. We think we can do it. But whether he chooses, to see Jordan Walker come up to the big leagues and take a spot next year, move a couple of guys out, he has more flexibility now than he's had in a long, long time because he didn't gut the system.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Adam Wainwright here. Start number 320 career all time with Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina earlier today. And Wainwright now he got a little beat up against the Yankees 2 starts ago. He went in that game, only 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 runs in that game on August 7th. Since then, he has gone 16 innings, allowed 6 hits, 1 earned run, and 15 strikeouts. It is, since the pandemic, Adam Wainwright has been the most consistent pitcher in all of baseball, going out there and on a clip when he needs to, and it has been so much fun to watch him do what he's done.
Being the old-timey nerd guy, lineup guy, I always have my all-time Cardinal team, and with what he's done, I think he's kind of cemented my spot as the 5th starter on my all-time team with Dizzy Dean and Bob Gibson and John Tudor and Chris Carpenter, and now Wainwright probably supplants Bob Forsch, and he's really been remarkable, and he's going to add to the legacy into next season.
It is, this is something Andy Hanselman and I talked about it on my show Weekend Joe last week. We were discussing Wainwright and his legacy here in St. Louis, and we were talking about the MLB Pro Baseball Hall of Fame. That Wainwright, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to get some votes, but he probably doesn't make it to Cooperstown, or it might take all 15 years to get him into Cooperstown. But it sure would it would surely surprise me if the Cardinals don't break their rule and retire number 50 right there with number 4 the same weekend somewhere down the road.
Oh, see, look at you being you're always looking at the marketing side of it too. And normally I give you this when you come up with your marketing schemes, but that's a good one. Can you imagine the outpouring of Cardinal Nation, of love, and just it would be over the top. It'd be unbelievable for that to happen. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, 2028. That's when it would happen. If you want to look at your calendars now and book your all your week St. Louis are free for whenever that happens. I guess that's when that would happen. I haven't looked at the pitching matchups yet for this weekend, but the Cardinals will head to Arizona. We will break that down tomorrow afternoon for you. 3-game series down in the desert. Yes, Rammer.
And for everybody who's all geeked up, appropriately so, about Albert Pujols, I believe, and we'll have it all tomorrow, the Diamondbacks could start 2 lefties, so that could continue the fun.
I was going to say, I know they have a few. I don't know where they are in the rotation with Madison Bumgarner, but it's we will have, not only will we have that, but we'll have the Albert gift tracker in full force this weekend too. The last time that he heads down to Arizona, so we will keep track of both of those things for you. But I mean, now, God, I mean, we were sitting here talking about now that he's at 690. I mean, it almost seems inevitable, right? You're down within 10 for that, and you just look
inevitable. I won't go inevitable. You got 6 weeks. 10 in 6 weeks is tough.
But well, he's going to get 5. He's going to get 5 in those final 6 games against Pittsburgh. So he's going to do that. Yeah.
If anybody can do it, it would be Albert Pujols.
I think he's got one more 3-home run game in him.
Okay.
I mean,
let me know when that's coming.
I don't know. You never. I mean, is there a weekend series? I mean, is there? I feel like we still have one more magical Albert Pujols game left. I'm not talking about solo. I'm just talking about one game that is going to eclipse what we saw on Sunday with the 2 home runs. I feel like that is going to happen these final 6 weeks.
Well, like, I can't imagine, he's hitting almost like he did in the first 10 years of his career. And those opportunities are going to come. He's going to play a lot. And I'll tell you this, I don't know if I'd bet the specifics like you're talking about, but I sure wouldn't bet against Albert Pujols.
Right. See, at least I haven't said anything crazy yet, like he's gonna, pass Babe Ruth or anything like that. Like, 700's fine. Pass A-Rod, okay, wipe his name out of the books, or at least cross it off, and jump him.
Yeah.
But he is now hitting 258. It's magical what we've seen these last 30 days.
And then more specific to winning and playing, if Nootbaar and Donovan, I mean, they don't have to go. What did I say? It was 12 for 21 on base, but 350 to 400 on base between them. Then you go Goldie Arenado and a hot Pujols. That lineup matches up with anyone. Now, those are a couple of big ifs to keep it going, but if you do, then you can. We'll underline the if and see what happens.
That is, we will, by the Cardinals, 15 games now, over 500. The over-under that I got on them early in the season was 84.5 on their win total. So I'm looking good right now on that.
I believe I had 88, and I think they're going to pass it.
I mean, 88, yeah. I think that's what I'm saying. 84.5 for sure is happening. 88. I think they get, they'll get over 90 on the year. Also, I do want to point out too, because I was looking at some of my futures earlier today that I got Cardinals to win the World Series at plus 3,500 earlier in the year. So
and
that's
you
got it
you
at
bet
that.
on that, huh?
I bet more than $1 on that one too. So that's
I know who's buying dinner. Good.
And hey, when you win on a bet like that, Rammer, you can one of two things: buy a new car from Munganast, or you can go put it in the bank over at our friends at Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri would love to see you because they want to help you, Joe, achieve your financial goals, whether it's with Daily Cards Live and all the business things you're doing, or personally to make sure that you get to those goals. And a big windfall like the World Series bet, that would be a good one. Royal Banks, whether you're in St. Louis, St. Charles, across the river on the east side, or the newest branches up in Northeast Missouri, they're all there for you, all make you feel at home and make you feel like they are your hometown bank. Royal Banks of Missouri, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
He is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. Back tomorrow with more of Daily Cards Live before the Diamondbacks and Cardinals series down in the desert. Until then, have a great rest of your Thursday, everybody. From all of us here at ClaibsOnline.com.
They are St. Louis Cardinals forever. But every career must come to an end. This season, we say farewell to some of the most legendary players to ever wear the birds on the bat. After countless memories that will always be a part of St. Louis Cardinals history, we invite you to join us for another. Tickets are available to witness the storybook ending. Don't miss your chance to see these Cardinal greats for the last time at Busch Stadium. Get your tickets now at Cardinals.com.